Hello and welcome back to my channel. It's me again, and today we're going to talk about the tools and materials that I use for my repaint jobs. By the way, I would like to thank Sequence BJD Commissions for Alfred's S'mores kimono and the Doll Atelier for her Melanie Martinez inspired wig. I will link their Instagram accounts below so that kung gusto nyo magpagawa ng wigs or ng costumes for your doll, then you can hit them up. For the tools, first you're gonna need an anti-dust respirator mask. You have to wear this kapag nagsispray kayo ng sealant kasi merong fumes or merong dusts from the sealant that you might inhale, and that's going to be bad for your lungs, so you have to wear this. What I usually nakaharang siya. What I usually do is I wear first a surgical mask, and then I wear this so that I have double layer of protection. Also, another tip could be do your spraying somewhere that's well ventilated para there's less chance for you to inhale the sealant fumes. And then next, for the tools, you're gonna need gloves. Sorry, ang dami pa ng gloves ko. Gloves! Ang dami ng gloves ko. Siyempre, gamit na gamit ko siya, and hindi ko siya maluhan dahil dire-diretso yung face-up jobs ko. It's a cotton glove. Of course, you're gonna need it because you don't want your pawis or your oil or your hands oil sticking to your doll's head. And then, next for the tools, you're gonna need a magic sponge or a melamine sponge. I bought this from Daiso. They have a lot of this. So this is how it looks like. So you need to have one of these because ito yung pinaka madaling pang-erase ng mga stains or ng dirt on your doll before and while doing the face up. You don't really need to wet this. You can just use it as is. And then next, for the tools, you're gonna need a lot of brushes. So here, these are most of my brushes are makeup brushes that I don't really use just because they're easier to work around with, and maraming mga artist brushes na medyo mahal. So dun tayo sa makamura, of course. I use this blush and highlight brushes for blushing or buffing a doll's face. A smaller puff brush. This is what I use to mainly give them the blush. And then I have these flat brushes from Montmartre. Yeah, Montmartre. You're gonna need this for doing the eyebrows and the lips and the eyeshadow. So, kuha kayo ng ganito. I use the 2 and the number 6. And then, of course, the most important brushes are the detail brushes for when you want to create those hair strands for the eyebrows or even the brains, the veins, and the eyeliner for the doll's eyes. So I got this 50 brush from Shopee. This is just a generic brush. And then I use this brush. This is really nice. It's Tamiya Modeling Brush Pro 2. There. So this is really nice because I really get to draw those really fine eyebrow hairs without having to struggle with lines that are too thick or too pigmented. Using this, I really can control the colors coming out of the paint. Basically, brushes that you think you're gonna need. Go for brushes that have really soft hairs, because if you don't, then kapag gumamit ka ng sobrang tigas na ganito, paglagay mo ng color dun sa doll, magmumukha siyang patchy, and you don't want that to happen. Which is possible, you want to control the pigment or the color going on the face of the doll. Next, for the tools are erasers. I don't have all of them, but I have this one. So this is a Tombow Mono Zero. This is really important for me because I get to define the eyebrows if I have to. Also, you can use kneaded eraser and other types of eraser, but you just have to make sure that the eraser is clean, tapos wala siyang mga tira-tirang other colors on it, kasi sometimes diba kumakapit yung mga kulay sa eraser. So you have to make sure na wala yon, para kapag pinambura mo na siya dun sa surface ng resin or ng doll, di malilipat yung color dun sa surface. Next that we're going to talk about are the materials that I use. So these are the paints, the colors, thinners that I use. So first off, when you have to erase an existing face up, you need to erase it with a thinner. So this is what I use. This is Mr. Color Thinner 110. This usually retails for 350. Some people ask if you can use acetone on your BJDs. I don't really recommend it, although I haven't tried using it. Yung ginagamit ko talagang acetone for painting monster idols have a green color to it. So green acetone siya, and I don't want to be using it on my BJDs because first of all, pag nasira ko yung resin, medyo mahal kasi yung ginastos ko doon. So, ayoko mangyari yon. So, ito na yung ginagamit ko kasi mas madali ring natatanggal yung mga color na kailangan kong tanggalin. And then the next, if you're going to seal the doll, before you paint it, you're gonna use a sealant. This is what I use. This is Mr. Hobby, Mr. Super Clear UV Cut na flat. So, merong hindi UV cut. Pinagkaiba lang is ito, mas recommended ko dahil it protects your doll from UV rays. Kasi alam nyo na kapag padilaw ng resin yung UV rays, you don't want that to happen. You need to have a sealant before you paint your doll because you need to have that tooth texture. Basically, you need to have a rough surface for your doll because kung wala yun, hindi kakapit yung mga colors na kailangan mong ilagay dun sa doll, like the blush and the paints and the veins and etc. So, Mr. Super Clear. Next thing that we're going to talk about are the colors or the paints that I use for my repaint jobs. First off, you're gonna need soft pastels. A lot of people are using Mongyo brand. What I mostly use are these soft pastels. It's called Grumbacher, I don't know. Grumbacher or Grumbacher. I have a lot of colors. Actually, I have 48 pieces of it, but I don't really get to use all of it. You're really just gonna need the basic colors, which are white, black, brown, red, or pink if you want, and then blue and yellows. I also use cosmetics. A lot of people are asking kung pwede ba yung makeup sa BJD or sa dolls. Ako, I find it really useful. I don't really use the expensive brands. Gumagamit lang ako ng mga brands na sobrang cheap na bili ko lang sa Shopee. This is Novo number 1 soft eyeshadow. I really love using this because they have shimmers and metallics that I can use to add that glam look on a doll. I also have all cosmetics that I find useful, which is this one. It's NYX Dreamcatcher. So, yung pinaka nagagamit ko dito is yung black one because yung black meron siyang shimmer effect. Next, for the colors, we are going to talk about paints. These are the brands that I really love. First one is the Apple Barrel. A bottle costs 70 plus. I bought this from Deovir. The thing that I like about this is sobrang ganda ng viscosity niya. Usually kasi I water down my acrylics para kapag pinaint ko na siya, hindi siya ganun kakapal or hindi siya ganun ka-striking yung colors. So I really have to water it down. And usually pag nag-water down ka ng paint, nawawala yung kulay niya. Ito, sakto lang, hindi siya nawawala. So I really love this one. I only have the white and the red of this kasi yun lang naman yung lagi kong ginagamit. And then for the paint, I also use Liquitex brand. So I have the blue and I also have the black of this. I can't find it though, but I really love the black kasi it has that grayish tone to it. And then I have this brand that I really love. This is Model Colors by AV or Acrylicos Vallejo. Just a few colors because a bottle costs 150 plus. You don't need all colors naman. You just need the basic ones, the ones that you use for face ups. So I have the glossy black, the gloss white, and then the flat brown. I also have the brown rose, but I don't really use this a lot. Minsan ko lang siya nagagamit kapag gusto ko ng very subtle eyebrow color. Syempre, hindi mawawala ang watercolor pencils, so I use their Went. This is the brand that I really love. The reason why I love this set is sobrang pigmented niya and the color really sticks to the surface. Also, with watercolor pencils, you don't need a lot, especially if you're just doing BJDs. So, if you find na mga tingi-tingi na Derwent, go for it. Just get a black, a white, a brown, a red, a blue, and a green, and a yellow. Just the basic ones. Don't really need a lot of colors. Those are all for the colors that I use. Next that we're going to talk about is the gloss, of course. After sealing the doll with the colors, with the blush, with the freckles, or the eyebrow colors or the lips, after you seal those colors, you are going to need to put gloss on the doll. Some people don't put gloss, but ako, I prefer doing it kasi mas lalagyan mo ng buhay yung doll. Usually, you put gloss on the lips, on the eyelids as well, and on the tear duct or on the, tawag dito, on the lower lash part. So the brand that I use for the gloss is, of course, the ever famous Tamiya Color Acrylic Paint in X22 Clear. This is really nice because despite it being glossy, it doesn't become sticky over the time. I've tried other gloss brands. Experience ko with them is either nawawala yung gloss nila over the time or nagiging sobrang sticky. And I don't want that. But the problem with X22 Clear is lagi siyang out of stock. Pag ganon, I go for X35, which is the semi-gloss clear. It's not as glossy as this, but it's there. Like, meron. Lumalaban siya, ganon. You just need to layer it more than this. Kasi ito, I layer it for like 2 times. It's already really good. This one, inaabot ako ng 4 layers para lang makuha ko yung gloss na same as this one. So this bottle costs 120 plus, and you can find them at Tamiya stores nationwide. And then after matuyo ng gloss, of course, you're going to want to finish your doll with an eyelash or eyelashes. So the eyelashes I use are usually Taiwan lashes. Yan. So I bought this from a toy conference a long time ago, and I still have a lot. Before, nung wala pa ako nito, I used to go to Glad King and I get their 3D eyelashes because sakto lang yung size nila as well for BJDs. So, go for the smaller ones because you don't want lashes na masyadong mahaba for BJDs. But that actually depends on your preference. Then, you're gonna need the glue because nididikit yung lashes kapag walang glue. I use Elmer's just because it dries without any color on it. So that's it for today's episode. I hope you guys enjoyed watching and sana natuto kayo. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, feel free to put it at the comment section below. Please also subscribe to my channel and invite your friends to subscribe as well so that you get to see my cuteness every day. I'm just kidding. Follow me on Instagram, it's maniccabymecca, and on my Facebook page, which is also Manicca by Mecca. And see you again next time.